It was just one of those things that you can't get them to move on against one of their own kind. So I realized if you want to move against one of their own kind, you have to wait until they're coming after you. When they're coming after you in their criminal complaint, you make a claim. That way they have to show up whether they like it or not. And the judge has to show up whether he likes it or not. And when they're making a criminal complaint against you, prosecutors say, oh, you're moving a claim against us. Well, you know what? We're going to drop our complaint against you, and, we're just going to let it go. And I say, oh, no, you are not going to drop your criminal complaint. That's what I did with a man with the IRS. I said to the IRS people, you are not going to drop your criminal complaint against this man. You will proceed with a trial next Tuesday because we are going to proceed with our claim against you. So, you can't withdraw, even if you want to withdraw. If you're a prosecutor, if you're the plaintiff, if the other side doesn't want you to withdraw, you have to finish the fight. You started the fight. You have to present your case. You have to move the fight. Whether you want to or not, it's too late, too bad. Because other people are like, yay, the state dropped the charges, yay, the county dismissed the case, yay, they dropped it. Oh, no, you ain't going to drop shit. You're going to finish what you started. You want to start a fight, you're going to finish this fight.
Okay, so along the same lines. So the IRS writes and says, you owe $6,871.57.
The IRS didn't write anything.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, but it's signed. And so according to what you've taught, and also now, according to what I believe, I write back and I say, are you saying that I owe a debt? I just
asked a simple question. Who wrote this?
Okay, and then they sign it, but they've been signing it, and so you sign.
So you say who wrote this, and then obviously you're going to have to find the person who's in charge of the IRS, the man or woman in charge, and say, I got something that looks like your trademark or logo or seal on it. I believe you're in control of this organization, this group. Yeah, I believe I've seen that on the website where you're in control. Who wrote this?
Oh, so
can you find out for me who wrote this?
Okay, so then with the person that they actually sign their name, you write back to them and say, "Is this debt true? Is this debt due?"
No, you're going too fast. You're a kid. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you're just a kid, and you just want the lollipop, and you want it fucking now. You don't want to work for it. You're just saying, "Oh, that's true." They're gonna say, "Oh, you know what? You're a tax protester. You know what? We're just gonna we got ways to deal with you."
So
you don't know the name. What I'm saying is, you want the answer in one or two letters. And I'm telling you, they're going to bring you into court eventually. And they're going to try you to see how good you are at really being a man, and you're a pretender. You only want to get one or two little things in there real quick. And you want to get them to say, okay, the debt's not true, or the debt's true. As they say, the debt's true. What if they say, okay, yep, the debt's true. You swear to that? Yep, I'm swearing right now. Now what are you going to do, smart guy? Now how's your answer? Because if I was the judge, that's exactly what I'd do to you. You'd come there with that little YouTube video, 1-2 punch, boom, boom. You think you knocked me out? Oh, really? Okay, now I'm the judge. You say, Judge, has anybody come forth to say that that's true? Yep. And the IRS says it's true? Yep. And you believe it? Yep. Well, sir, is there a man? Yep. Well, sir, was that man before the court? Yep. Now what are you going to do?
Ask him to come and swear that the debt's true.
So he already did. Now what are you going to do?
Then what do you do? I mean, the other thing that you said that, obviously is you make payments where it doesn't, I am a man. As a man, you can't, you as an organization are here to help man.
Mm-hmm. And they say, well, that's lovely. But if you don't come up with the money right now, we're going to have the sheriff go to your house and we're going to issue out a warrant for debt, and we're going to take everything you got in the back of a U-Haul. Now what are you going to do? I'm telling you, you guys are trying to find a quick answer. I know what you're trying to do. You're just trying to go boom, boom, knock them out. It's a lifestyle. It's a belief. You have to learn what it means to be a man. It doesn't just happen by listening to a YouTube. It's a lot of what I'm doing right now. You said, how do I handle the pressure? Because I'm a fucking man. Why doesn't Frank know how to do it? Because he's not a man. He's Italian. He's throwing his hands up at the air, my mom said. He's all excitable. He's all upset. He's all emotional. Right. Because his mom and dad didn't teach him what it meant to be a fucking man. Yes, he could work from the day he's fucking 18 till the day he dies, but that never meant that he was a man. Could he provide for his family? Yes. But it didn't make him a man. No. You don't know the society and the culture in which you live. You don't know the people in control. You don't understand that it's like a British thing, and this British mentality is really Germanic, and it's a German style, and they don't give a damn. And actually, they couldn't care less how much pain that you're in. They don't care. They're going to toughen you up, make a man out of you, whether you like it or not. And they think they're doing it for your own damn good, instead of being a bunch of Nancy boys. And they're going to toughen you up, whether you like it or not. And you can say it's not fair, it's not this, it's not that. Hey, so what? And sue me. So like I said, it's a long progression, and you guys are just trying to think. Look, I get lucky with some of you guys. And you guys write a letter, and these poor people at IRS don't know what to do. They just throw in the towel. They say, oh, screw this. We don't know how to handle this. But one day you're going to get a judge like me, and he's going to put you up there, and he's going to run you through the ringer, and he's going to want to see how good you really think you are. And like I said, it's a lot of fun. When I did that in England, the very first judge there, the preliminary hearing judge, me were on the same wavelength instantly. Me and the second judge, not so much. I had to teach him a lot of crap, walk him through a lot of shit, get him to understand where I'm going with this. First guy, implicitly, he knew exactly what the hell I was doing. He read those 2 sentences, said it's over. He told the Crown, you better go make an agreement with that man out in the hallway. It's over. He said, never in the history of England has the Crown ever prevailed before Queen. You better go make an agreement with that man. And the guy's like, no, we'll prevail. He's like, not against that man. He says, I see somebody that I haven't never seen over there on their side. And I believe that's the man who wrote this. And I believe he knows exactly how to move Queen's bench. And knows exactly how to move this before Queen. That's right. Why? Because the sovereign power of the government is with the people. He didn't have to say that. I knew exactly what he knew that I knew. The people are the sovereign power of any government ever established on planet Earth. That's simple, but it's a lifestyle. You can't just like read the King and the Pauper, the Pauper and the Prince. Read that. I think it was a Dickens book. It was either Dickens or Mark Twain. It's one of them. Read it. So some kid looks exactly like a man, and you look exactly like a man, and you think you're a fucking man until you're put into a position where you have to act like a man. Well, this kid looked exactly like the prince, and he thought he wanted to be the prince, and he thought he could be the prince, and he thought it was a lot of neat, fun stuff being the prince, being a man. Until he realized, holy shit, I'm way over my head. These fuckers in court are going to kill me because I'm acting like a little fucking prince, and they're realizing I'm out of control. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, and they're calling me on it. And they're going to tolerate this about 2 more seconds, and they're going to kill me. And thank God the prince comes in and saves the fucking pauper. You know, the prince thought it was a great idea to be a pauper until they actually seen what life was like actually having to act like a pauper and realized, you know, they'd be better off to be king. So that's what I'm trying to say. Just because you guys want to be man, he's like, oh, boy, I got all these cool man moves. Oh, boy, I got all... look at the king. The king gets to say, off with his head. So you guys get to yell in court, off with IRS head. Yay. And then they're like, well, wait a second. Are you really a man? Well, yeah. Yeah, are you really the king? Yeah, let me test you. Yeah, we're going to test you first. We'll make sure you really know what you're doing before we succumb to your authority and your control. Let me just ask a couple of quick questions. And then they're going to realize, holy shit, just like they did to Donald in England, the judge said to him, you got this. The judge said, you got this off of YouTube, didn't you? You have absolutely no idea what you're doing. And then Donald had to just say, well, yeah, honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I thought it sounded really cool and neat. And he thought he was going to fucking be able to pull it, carry the day. And they're going to find you out. And hopefully when they find you out, they're not going to do something incredibly hateful to you, which they could. Because you're making a mockery out of that whole procedure. And you're making them believe that you're something that you're not. So like I said, that's why you always see me always say, I always forgive everybody of everything. When the judge read my stuff in Alabama, my lawsuit back in 2007, he said, Carl, who wrote the remedy? He said, you get that out of the Bible? We're all looking in the Bible. Where did you get this remedy from? Where did you get this passage from? I said, it's me. I wrote it. He said, what? I said, it's my own original stuff. I said, it was about 7 o'clock in the morning one day, and I was beyond exhausted writing this crap, and it just came to me. He's like, holy shit, Carl, this is brilliant. This is the Bible. I said, you never asked me if I was asked to be a deacon of a church, did you? I said, you never asked me if I understood the Quran, the Bible, the Book of Mormon. You never asked me if I read any of that stuff, did you? I said, you just think I'm some stupid guy who does cable or fixes, phone systems or satellites. I said, you don't understand who and what I am, what I was trained to do since I've been a child. Just like you don't understand, trained to be a man. You don't understand. It takes a lot to be trained to be a prince, to be a king. You just don't wake up and you're a prince. You just don't wake up and you're a king. You just don't wake up and you're a man. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of grit. It takes a lot. And they're going to want to see if they should give you a ruling. They're going to try you for everything they got. And like I said, thank God, the Punjabi interpreter said that to Bali when I was gone to England. He said, tell your friend from the States, I have never witnessed the Crown lose in Crown Court. I never thought I'd live to see the day that the Crown lost. Not only did the Crown lose, but it lost to a non-attorney. Not only did it lose to a non-attorney, it lost to a man from the States. He says, tell your man from the States, I would have never believed if I didn't see it with my own eyes, and tell him thank you for coming over because it was very entertaining and very educational. And this interpreter said he was doing for whatever 20, 30 years there in court. So like I said, it's when the judge sees just simple things. Like I said, when the judge said to Bali, do you want me to place your witness on the stand? And Bali said, yes. So he yelled out, no, I want nothing of no man. I want to be indebted to no man. I want nothing of any man. God provides all to all of mankind. I want nothing from my fellow man. You will place my witness on a stand, or I will place it on a stand. If you fail to do what is required of you, you will be recuse yourself, and I will place the witness on a stand. And the judge just told the witness, take the stand. But that's how simple the judge could realize right there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Do you want me to place your witness on a stand? And Bali's like, yes. And I was like, no, we want nothing from no man. No! Don't you understand the golden rule? Don't you understand if you get something from a man, you're indebted to that fucking man till that debt is fucking settled? Do you understand? I'm his slave. Do you understand? I do not wish to be indebted to any man on planet Earth at any fucking time. I've never filed a credit card. I've never filed for a loan. I've never applied for a mortgage. I don't want to be indebted to no man for no purpose. I'm not going to be nobody's slave. You know, if I die broke, fine, I die broke. But I'm not going to be indebted. I will not die with a debt. That debt will carry with me for all eternity. So when the judge asked me that, my friend who was a judge said he read that remedy on the lawsuit. He's like, this sounds like some passage from the Bible. He says, you're forgiving everybody their trespass. I said, absolutely. I said, if they wish it, I will forgive them. I said, but these poor bastards will never understand the simplicity of just asking me for my forgiveness, and I'll absolve all debt. I said, so these poor bastards will never admit guilt. They'll never admit they have a debt. They'll never admit that they did wrong, so they're going to have to bear this guilt for all eternity. I said, and whatever fucking created this, whatever maker we have, gave us some very simple, basic rules to deal with that every animal on planet Earth feels in their heart. It could be a dog, it could be a cat. You know when you're doing wrong. You got that conscience. You got that ability to know when you're doing right and when you're doing wrong. These people choose to do wrong. And whoever created them, man, I guarantee you there's something going on in this crazy world. I said, I can't be this fucking lucky. It ain't my charms and good looks that carry me through the day. There's too many ways I should have died. And I said, for some reason I'm making it. And I said, believe me, it's not because that's what I'm a lucky bastard. There's some hell of a game going on here, and I'm just fortunate enough to be a part of it. So he was like, huh? He said, I said, look, and I told my buddy who was a judge, I said, don't tell them. Don't tell them this is all over if they just ask me to forgive them. Don't tell them. He says, why not? I said, let them learn on their own. Let them bear the burden for all eternity. Because I have to forgive my fellow man. If any trespass, I don't care what he did. I don't care if he killed my daughter. I don't care I have to let him go. I got to let it go. I'm not a Judeo. This is a Christian land, and I believe in the Judeo-Christian style. This is my culture. This is my belief. This is why I'm alive, to keep this system, this culture going, this Judeo-Christian culture going. When the Crown takes over and the legal society takes over, there goes the Christian, and here comes the Judeo, and we're going to become just nothing but a judiciary, and we're going to be eye for eye, tooth for tooth. When we owe a debt, we're going to go to jail to let debts paid. As it already happens with the IRS. They believe you owe a debt, you go to jail. It's insane. It's insane that you would do that to your fellow man, hold them for a debt. But maybe my fellow man doesn't know the simple rules of Christian Judeo land that we live upon. All he has to ask is forgiveness, and they have to be forgiven. You don't have a fucking choice. We don't live in Israel. This ain't Palestine. This ain't Judeo. This ain't Judea. This is Christian, whether I like it or not. Do I like Christian? Honestly, that part of the Bible sucks. It's boring. It's always turn the other cheek. It's always forgive and all this other crap. No, believe me, I love old school. Believe me, I love old Bible. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. I'm an ass kicker. But honestly, I understand the beauty of the Christian beliefs. So honestly, do I want to live it? Nah. I want to go old school. I said that's just the animal instinct in me. But oh well. This is the land I was born upon, and this is the culture that I got to support, and this is the beliefs that I hold true, and I got to try to keep it to my children and future generations. That's what I do. And when I was telling this to the U.S. Marshals, man, I could tell the one U.S. Marshal started to tear up. He said to me, "You're a great man." I said, "Sir, I'm a simple man. This is all I know. Do I wish to know what I know? Absolutely not. Do I just wish I was some Joe Schmo six-pack motherfucker?" I said, "You better believe it." I said, "You really think I want to be burdened with all this? Are you out of your mind?" I said, "But this is what I have to do. I have got no choice. This is my job. This is why I was put here to do what I do. Do I just want to watch TV and play with my kids? Of course. Do I want to be a soccer dad like my brothers and sisters? Oh, of course." I said, "But this is the way I was geared for whatever reason, and this is what I got to do."